Good evening. In today's session, we will be discussing one question and answer. I will show you the question. Of course, it is very much there on the screen. For this question, we are going to discuss the answer. If you look at the question very carefully, this question is related to Indian society. And whatever we are discussing now, this is a part of our mains preparation for the forthcoming examination. And if you look at the question carefully, describe the salient features of Indian society. It's a very straight question that has been given to you. And I have given this question to you, and I am going to discuss this question with you today because only after understanding completely with respect to the features of the Indian society, you will be in a position to understand the rest of the topics under Indian society. That is the reason why, as a part of a review with respect to Indian society, this question is being given to you. Look at the question once again. You have been asked to describe the salient features of Indian society. As I tell you every time, you need to be very careful with respect to the keyword. Without knowing the proper meaning of the keyword, you cannot go ahead to write the answer. That's the reason why pay attention to the keyword first, then the rest of the question. Clear? So as far as this question is concerned, we have been asked to describe the salient features of the Indian society. What is the meaning of the word describe? Kindly look at this. When I say describe, you need to explain. You need to explain with logical sequence. So what are all the points that appear with respect to the salient features of Indian society? They must be presented in logical sequence. Meaning, you need to write certain points here. What are those points? For this question, you must cover all these points that are reflecting on the screen. Look at this. For every question, you are supposed to write introduction and conclusion. That we know. And rest all become the part of the, this body. But please remember very clearly and carefully, you have to mind the number of words. Within how many words you are going to write the answer that we have already discussed. That should be kept in mind. Just because I have given so many points over here, in the examination you are not listing out all these points. Only for your understanding and only with respect to what points you need to mention in the examination, I have given you the list. Please note down this one. While writing the answer, you have to touch all these points or at least a majority of the points. If you look at the first one is the introduction. Number 2, multi-ethnical, multi-religious, multilingual, patriarchal, unity in diversity, family, kinship, tribes, caste system. 11th one I have given you as a balance. I'll tell you. Balance between spirituality and materialism, balance between individualism and collectivism, traditionalism and modernity. After writing all this, then you are supposed to conclude this. Now the point is that by looking at the number of points, someone may think that you may be getting more number of words. But please remember, by including everything, the answer must be concluded within the prescribed limit. That is the condition. So 2 points you have to remember. One is, you should know the meaning of the word describe because you have been asked to describe. Clear? Number 2, you should be very clear with what all must be written under this particular answer with the restriction of a number of words. This you have to keep always in mind. If you forget any of these two, then the number of marks that are going to be allocated maybe very less. But we want higher marks to score better and to enter into better service in the under the government. Look at this. So now this is my introduction. Kindly remember this one when you are going for the introduction, because you have been asked to describe regarding the salient features of Indian society, you must begin like this. Indian society is a pluralistic society. Plural, many features are there. That word you have given in the beginning itself, only to make sure that you are going to write a better answer. So that will give you that will give a very good impression on the person who is going to correct your answer. Clear? Indian society is a pluralistic society. It has a complex social order characterized by multitude of ethnic, linguistic, religious, caste divisions, etc. Why I have given etc? Because there are so many things. There are so many points you need to add. But if you add all the points here, the number of words may be exceeding. That is the reason why I have just used the word etc and you have concluded over there. Now, it comprises, meaning Indian society. Kindly remember here, instead of writing the word it, you can also write Indian society. But Indian society consists of two words. It consists of one word. This is how you have to practice. Clear? Very important one. So these are all the points that you need to learn while writing the answer. So it comprises people living in rural, urban and tribal settings. All sections carry the ethos of Indianness. This is my introduction for this particular question, where I have been asked to describe regarding the salient features of the Indian society. Am I clear? Very important. And one more important thing, I have given something note here, only to make it very clear to you once again regarding the meaning of the word ethos. Just by writing one word, 5-letter word ethos, then you are giving the whole meaning here. Ethos means the character, credibility and moral values of not just individuals but also the groups. So when you are using the word ethos, you are covering the individuals and also the groups. And as I told you many times while discussing about Q&A, for certain questions, certain words must be reflected in the answer. If those words are not reflecting, then allocation of the marks will be varying. Please remember this. As far as this question is concerned, as far as this particular introduction is concerned, you have to write the words like pluralistic society and you must mention a word like ethos. So that will carry the weightage. Very important one. For example, if you look at the last sentence here, all sections carry the character of Indianness. I am not saying that the sentence is wrong. I am not saying that. But it will not carry weightage. If you use the word ethos, you are adding character, credibility and also the moral values of not just individuals but also the groups. That is the reason why what are the words that must present in the answer is also very important for the success in the examination. Am I clear? Please don't worry regarding this one. This you will get over a period of time. That comes out of experience, right? And experience comes through practice. That is the reason why I always tell you to practice and practice. Clear? So this is the introduction, let me tell you one thing again. Whatever I have given in the form of note, that you are not writing in the examination. This note I have given only for your understanding. You please don't try to make the the evaluator to understand what is the meaning of the word ethos. They definitely know what exactly is that. Is that okay? Very, very, very important one. Don't elaborate unnecessarily and don't overburden yourself unnecessarily. Am I clear? Next, let's go ahead. Look at this. So in the body part, what you are going to write: India is a multi-ethnic society. It is the home to almost all racial profiles like Nordic, Proto-Australoid, Mongolian, etc. It is a multilingual society with more than 1600 spoken languages. It, meaning Indian society, instead of writing the words, two words Indian and society, you just complete with IT. It. Clear? It has just two letters, single words. Clear? But if you look at the Indian society, it has got two words. You have to save the words while writing the answer. It is largely a patriarchal society. We know that one. Wherein men hold primary power in decision making and enjoy greater status than women, with a few exceptions in some tribal societies. We know that one. India is a patriarchal society, so where there is a male domination, only men will take part in decision making. Their status is higher when compared to the status of the women. But this is not the case everywhere. But there are certain tribes where women enjoy higher status than the men. Clear? And for those areas, for those tribes, it is called, matriarchal society. But otherwise, if you look at India at large, this is a patriarchal society where it is dominated by the male members, especially the male elder member in the family. Am I clear? Now, I would like to tell you something here. Here I have given certain words in red color, right? So one is multi-ethnic, number two is multilingual, and also this patriarchal. Clear? Why I have given this in the red color is only to make you understand what exactly this is. Only for you. In the examination, please don't write these words in red color. Am I clear? So meaning, what I would like to tell you, because we have restrictions with respect to number of words, these words must reflect in single paragraph. I have given three different words, because I have large number of words and I have to reflect most of them in the answer. Without reflecting these words, enough marks will not be allocated, right? So note also I have given three important aspects are covered here, right? So meaning, very briefly, in a very crisp manner, you are going to write the answer, right? Very, very important. Again, that will be coming out of practice. Am I clear? Next, let's go ahead. Look at this. So in the next paragraph I have given, India is an integrated nation. We know that one. This is another feature. Despite having multiple geographical, religious, linguistic and racial diversity in India, India is a classical example of a unity in diversity. Another feature, unity in diversity. Is that clear? We know what is unity in diversity. The most beautiful thing is that we have so many differences, geographically, racially, religiously, region-wise, language-wise, but all are one. That is the unity in diversity. This is another feature. With respect to family and kinship systems, the blood relations and kinship ties enjoy a strong hold over other social relationships. Forget about other countries. But when it comes to India, we have our own family, we have our own relatives, kinship, clear, and that is dominating more than any other relationships. That is the most beautiful thing, clear. If you look at the 2011 census, latest so far, as you already know, 2021 census has not been released yet. Clear? Don't write 2021 over there. Deliberately I have given 2011 only, because whatever the census we have so far, that is 2011, that is the latest one. According to this census, there are 700, more than 700 scheduled tribes in India, and they constitute 6% of the population. Clear? So meaning, we were also indicating large number of the presence of the tribal people in India. Look at the words carefully again. Again, I have highlighted in a different color: unity in diversity, family and kinship, blood relations, all must be reflected here. Then only it will carry weightage, meaning that will give, that will be, you will be allocated more number of marks. Clear? Next is the another important word I have given: caste system. So the caste system is one of the oldest forms of repressive systems, right? Which is still prevalent in India very much. Even the caste based reservations also we have, right? This is very important one. So the social stratification is largely based on caste, and the membership is acquired by birth, based on which people are ranked related to other caste groups. Clear? We have discussed very elaborately regarding the caste system. Just to go through that particular class if you want any clarification on this. But in this session, we are writing answer for a particular question which also covers the concept of the caste system in India. Look at this. Indian society reflects a balance between spiritualism and materialism. So there is a spirituality, there is also materialism. There is a balance between individualism and collectivism, meaning as a group we fight for something, plus at the same time as an individual we want to achieve something. Clear? Yes or no? So that is the reason why, so we are maintaining balance between individualism and collectivism, and also a coexistence of the traditionalism and modernity. Clear? Very, very important one. For example, if you look at the transport system, the same example I have given you during the class also. For with respect to transportation, in modern society we are using buses, we are using electrical vehicles, we are using trains, we are going by the flights. Clear? So like this, we have the system. But at the same time, traditionally, the people used to travel on these bullock carts. Clear? But today in India, so there is a coexistence. So though we are marching towards the modernity, though we have adopted many things, still if you go to the rural areas, you will see the bullock carts. That is called the coexistence of the traditionalism and also the modernity. Again, all these I have given in a different color, meaning for this question you must write all these to get good score for this particular answer. Am I clear? Next, so let's conclude this one. So how do you conclude? From the times of Indus civilization to the present day's globalized world, Indian society has undergone many transformations under the influence of the outside world, yes, and also the reforms movements in the society. Meaning, whatever the changes that have been taken place in India, the reasons are both external as well as the internal. However, India has managed to adopt and accept various features while preserving its traditional past because of the concept of westernization. Clear? Westernization, there is so much of the cultural influence on India. That is the reason why. So we have adopted lots of modern cultures. That is the impact of the westernization. At the same time, we are not forgetting our past. Clear? So by writing like this, you can conclude your answer, and this will become a perfect and wonderful and suitable and relevant answer for this particular question. Is that okay? So now what you are supposed to do? I gave you the question. I also gave you the answer. Now, please note down the question, right? And write answer on your own. Write answer on your own. So write down, because when you are listening to the class, you have written down the points, right? You have noted down the points. So by looking at the points, you try to frame the answer, and without looking to any source, please write the answer. Right? What are you going to write? You have to describe the salient features of the Indian society. So without forgetting about the meaning of the word describe, you go ahead and write down the answer very carefully. Clear? After writing the answer, you please read on your own. You may be getting 300 or 350 words. Don't worry. You read on your own, and right. So try to reduce the number of words. Clear? For this, how do you do? Again, you write the answer. You are going to practice, my dear friends. That is the reason why, if you are writing the same answer again and again, you are practicing more and more, and that is not the wastage of time. Please remember this one. All serious candidates, all successful students will prepare in this manner only. That is the reason why they became successful. And if you want to be there in the same list of successful candidates, you have to do this. Clear? Right? So once, right, so you please keep on writing, first time, second time, third time, fourth time, right, until you get satisfied. You please write down, because you are the person who knows how exactly you are writing. So try to judge yourself, right? So if you have written something extra, something irrelevant, that can be removed in the while writing you for the second time or third time. Clear? Like this, you practice for few questions. That's not for all the questions. Few questions, then you will be absolutely on the track. Right? So after 3, 4 days, 5 days, or 6 days, the moment you look at the question, you can frame the answer, you can write down the answer on the paper, and that will become a perfect answer. So this is how you need to go ahead. Am I clear? So thank you so much for being with me in this session, and I'll see you in the next session with other topics. Thank you so much.